Our top story tonight at 5:30, days after a state agency issued a report on the death of Buffalo Police Lieutenant Craig Lehner, the department is moving closer to changes in policy. Lieutenant Lehner was a member of the department's underwater rescue and recovery team. He died during a training exercise in the Niagara River almost 1 year ago. That was his first dive in the river, according to the investigators. News 4's Chris Hervadets has more. Chris?
And the department has already started moving forward, Jackie. Later this week, they'll be sending a response to the Public Employee Safety and Health Bureau, or PESH for short. Police note the state agency wants police dive teams to comply with commercial diving standards that are in place in the private sector.
That was never in our books before. It was never where another agency said you have to comply with these standards.
Of the 5 violations listed by PESH in its report, some had to do with paperwork and documentation. For instance, the report noted the unit's safe practice manual lacks several items, including safety and equipment, procedures, and checklists. Another violation, BPD was criticized for failing to regularly complete dive logs. The report's author also said Craig Lehner never received self-rescue training before jumping into the Niagara River. On the dive in question, on October 13th of last year, PESH cited the department because divers went into the water without a reserve breathing supply and because assessment of the swift water conditions was deficient. Lieutenant Lehner, then an officer, was in the river when his tether became tangled, the report said. Lehner's body was found 4 days later, about a mile south of Strawberry Island. PESH's investigation began the next day. Now, almost a year later, the report is out.
As part of their research, it became apparent that there were not clear standards for police department dive teams other than a public safety diving exemption that currently exists.
Police union officials were kept in the loop throughout PESH's investigation. Today, current PBA President John Evans told me this report can lead to good.
If there's an upside to this tragedy, the department is certainly going to incorporate increased training, which is something we've always clamored for.
As recently as about a month and a half ago, we had an outside company come in, and every single team member who was available was put through a swift water rescue training.
So the changes, which BPD has 60 days to implement, are already taking place, as you heard there. However, Buffalo Police are still not doing practice dives in the Niagara River. Today, Captain Ronaldo told me the department will be reviewing that and could approve a program for training in the river moving forward at some point. Chris Hervadets, News 4.